of gun legislation in decades. That bill now headed for a vote in the House. Joining us right now is New York Congresswoman Elise. She's the House Republican Conference Chair and member of the Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. And Congresswoman, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Good to be with you, Maria.
So we know that Kevin McCarthy has been pushing back on this gun legislation. What is the pushback in the House, and how will you vote?
Well, I will be voting a strong no. I have a strong record of standing up for Second Amendment rights, and let me be clear, the Senate negotiated this behind closed doors, and I have deep concerns about the red flag provisions that do not protect due process rights. We just had a major win, as you pointed out, Maria, with the Supreme Court ruling just yesterday when it comes to our Second Amendment rights. This was a win for the Constitution, a win for all New Yorkers, and in my district, my constituents are very pleased that New York's radical gun control provisions have been challenged, rightfully so, as unconstitutional. And the New York State governor is flailing and lashing out. It was not that long ago that she talked about her A rating from the NRA and was a member of Congress who touted her support for Second Amendment rights. My, oh my, how much that has changed as she lurches to the left facing a Democratic primary for governor.
Well, I mean, that's great analysis. I mean, the fact is that we have a governor here who is pushing back when we are watching crime spike. People are afraid of what's going on in New York and want to protect themselves. That's one of the issues here, that this unconstitutional ruling happens in the middle of a spike in crime where regular, ordinary citizens are afraid for their lives and their property.
You're exactly right, Maria, and we've seen a significant increase, not just in New York State, but across America, particularly this past year, given the skyrocketing crime. We've seen an increase in first-time gun buyers, and this shows that people want to take their Second Amendment in their own hands for self-defense purposes, and that's one of the key reasons why New York State's really unconstitutional measures when it comes to concealed carry limitations. Every American has that right for self-defense. That is a natural right bestowed on you, not by the government, but it's an inalienable right. So this was a win, as I said, for every New Yorker and really every American and the Constitution.
Yeah, so tell me about those red flag laws and what the concern is, because people need to understand what the pushback is. 15 of your GOP colleagues have gone ahead and voted with the Democrats in the Senate. You know that. What is the big concern around these red flag laws?
Well, first of all, if we want to address reducing crime and reducing these mass shootings, you can look in New York State. We have red flags on the books, and we saw that horrific massacre in Buffalo. You need to have due process protections for any type of red flag law, and it doesn't provide that for individuals under the age of 21. I represent a district where I have so many military families, and I have young service members who are, 18 and up. And yet, to limit their constitutional rights, to limit their due process rights, I believe that is the wrong approach, and it's going to do nothing to decrease criminals who are committing these horrific mass shootings and horrific crimes across the nation. So you have to protect due process rights.
So do you expect your colleagues, most of your colleagues, will also vote no? I mean, what will happen with this bill?
My expectation is that the House Republicans mostly will vote no on this legislation. We are urging a no vote for our colleagues. As the House Republican Conference Chair, we've put out all of the information regarding our constitutional concerns when it comes to this bill. Leadership will be unified as a no vote as well and really push back. But what I also think is important, Maria, is we also passed a very comprehensive mental health bill this week on a bipartisan basis. That is critical when it comes to addressing this increase in crime across America. We have a mental health crisis in this country, and that is a big bipartisan achievement that will go a long way to ensure that we, get to the heart of this matter when you have really mentally ill individuals committing these heinous crimes.
It's a great point. I'm so glad you raised it. Let me switch gears, ask you about the oil CEO meeting yesterday at the White House. President Biden blew off the oil CEOs and instead chose to meet with wind energy executives. The oil CEOs met with Jennifer Granholm, the energy secretary, and Biden tried to tout the power of wind. Listen to this.
We've reached an exciting point where it seems like there's been coalescence of the notion that, alternative energy makes sense. And this is a real boost to our energy security. It really changes the creation of and jobs, and it cuts consumer costs.
I don't really know what he's talking about because he didn't explain it, but he said that wind can help energy security.
Well, first of all, wind is not going to lower the price of energy. It's not going to lower the price of utilities across this country. People are struggling. In my district, that's the #1 issue, in addition to inflation, that I hear from my constituents. And the fact that the President of the United States blew off the opportunity to meet with oil and gas executives to focus on how we can unleash American energy independence and instead continue to move to the left to embrace the Green New Deal, which will cause a skyrocketing further of energy prices. It's just out of touch with the American people. Make no mistake, this war on American energy is a result of Joe Biden's failed policies and embrace of the Green New Deal.
Well, it has also enriched Russia. I mean, let's face it, Congressman, apparently Russia is making more money on oil now than before the invasion of Ukraine. It's selling to China. It's selling to India. Even as the U.S. claims it's pushing back on buying from Russia, Russia is still making billions on the sale of oil because of partly the war on energy in the U.S.
Yes, let's go back to in the first year of the Biden presidency, he red-lighted the Keystone XL pipeline, which is critical for American energy independence and to lower the cost. Yet he green-lighted Putin's #1 energy priority. And here we have Joe Biden and his administration going around the world trying to increase energy from dictators rather than taking advantage of our natural resources right here in America.
Yeah. All right. We will leave it there. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Elise joining us this morning in New York. Quick break and then calling out the mainstream